No, that's funny you should mention that.
Well, protesters have gathered outside the taping of Drew Barrymore's talk show, which has resumed filming in the middle of Hollywood's writers' strike.
For more, we're joined by entertainment editor Peter Ford. Peter, fans aren't happy.
Not happy, and industry players are not happy either. We sort of, yesterday when we talked about it, I said she obviously knows this is a controversial move because she went to that great length to explain why she was doing it. Because basically it's come down to who's going to blink first. And then one person blinks and it starts the chain, and then the whole strike sort of becomes quite ineffective. You can see here the picket lines outside the studios where she was doing her first show back, and they've actually got a call out at the moment for people in the industry. They're actually getting these shifts organised. You'll work from this hour to that hour. They're calling people now to sign up to specifically picket her studios where she does the show in New York. So she's in really deep trouble, I think, at the moment because she's chosen to be first and because she is the executive producer of the show. You can see there, that's the call out to people to turn up to spend a few hours picketing the studio. Now, as I said yesterday, she technically is quite entitled to be on air hosting the show, but I guess the industry blowback is because she's an executive producer and she herself said, this is on me, I'm allowing this to happen. Now, to add more to the problem that she's got, two people who turned up to be in the audience of the show were aggressively, according to them, taken out of the studios because they were wearing Writers Guild badges, which they were handed as they walked in. They weren't there as plants to cause trouble. They quite innocently put these badges on and suddenly they were being taken out by security. So here are the two people who were turfed out of the audience.
And we showed up and we saw the strike and we were given pins.
We took our little buttons.
Yeah,
this is what got us kicked out of the Drew Barrymore show.
We were kicked out in the middle of everything after signing
Verbally assaulted by her security officer. It's really cute that Drew Barrymore claims that she cares about her fans and wants her fans to show up for the show, and then we get kicked out for supporting what is right.
So the producers are saying that we didn't know this was going on. It was all security doing it. Drew Barrymore definitely didn't know it was happening. We want to contact these people, invite them to come back to another show. But online people are referring to what's happening as being gross and to her as being a scab. And I talked about who's going to be the first to blink and it sets off the chain reaction. Well, it's now being announced that next week CBS are bringing back their daytime show called The Talk. That's the show that Jerry O'Connell is one of the co-hosts of. So, you know, daytime's a different world because they don't employ the teams of comedy writers that the late night shows do. But nonetheless, you've got to ask if this is really the beginning of, you know, the house of cards crumbling.
OK, so the way they're getting around it is by saying we have producers, but they're not necessarily part of the Writers' Union.
Writers' Guild,
so
exactly.
Therefore, we're OK to come back. It's how Drew is justifying it. Okay.
Yeah, and we're not, but we won't be going out in support of them. We're going to do what we are entitled to do.
OK. You've got an update for us on the Beetlejuice sequel.
Yes, so I guess this is connected to the writers-actor strike. So it's now been revealed that Beetlejuice 2, 25 years down the track, with Tim Burton once again directing it, he's revealed that they're actually a day and a half away from finishing filming, when they were closed down. So it's going to be great when it happens. You know, Michael Keaton's back on board, Catherine O'Hara, Winona Ryder's back on board. So you can just imagine how frustrating that must be for everybody involved. 1.5 days away from filming. I thought the story of Wicked was bad enough. They were 10 days away from filming their 2 series. Wicked's coming out in 2 parts. But yeah, Beetlejuice, all these things are going to happen, but we just have no time frame at all on when it will.
Quite incredible. Pete, let's talk AFL Grand Final if we could. The full lineup of entertainment has now been announced. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so Kiss we knew as the pre-show. Now for the halftime show, Mark Seymour will be there, one of our great Australian talents. And very often people say, oh, why can't we have all Aussies? Well, it's great to have overseas artists, but it's fantastic that we also get to showcase people like Mark Seymour, and Kate Miller-Heidke is doing the national anthem. She will be fantastic. And also Mike Brady. You couldn't do the AFL Grand Final unless you've got Mike Brady there singing Up There Kazali, and he will do that as they have the parade of the retiring players. So looking forward to all of that on the day.
Bring it. Thanks, Pete.
You've got that felt like insufficient enthusiasm as a Swans fan.
When your team's not...
That was like a three-quarter. Bring it. Bring it.
Bring it.
Bring it. Hey,
Yeah, well,
good on you, Pete. Bring it. Like, just because the Swannies aren't in it, Coles, you still have to manufacture enthusiasm.
I know, but you
some of us are still alive.
When the D's don't get there, you have to dig deep to, like...
Pete, what Kyle's meant was bring it!
Bring it!
That's what she meant.
Thank you, Pete. We'll see you later.
Sorry about your eardrums there, Pete, but that's kind of how it should go.
Yes, yeah, no, I do get it. I'll be glued, but just I wish I was wearing red and white as I was
Look,
watching.
the viewers will be the judge.
Coming up for you, get your taste buds ready. We're making one of the best Aussie burgers you've ever seen.
Plus the catwalk where dogs reigned supreme and humans, well, they were just accessories. See how the show that became the talk of New York Fashion Week unfolded.
Next